Uh, Welcome to my YouTube channel where we get dozens of people maybe that pay attention to this. But it's good for me to vent and get things out of my system and talk about it. And I don't mind putting it out there. I don't mind people knowing how I feel about things. So I'm going to do them on occasion. And if you like to listen to them and watch them, and if you agree or disagree with me, if you disagree, let me know. And, not with insults, but with actual reasoning, if that's possible. And so today I want to talk about something that maybe a lot of us do. We watch this orange dude in the White House, and what he does just seems so different than what we would do that, in our own minds we go, I'm not like that at all. And I kind of wrote down a few things because I just kind of wanted to document them, and then I'll put it out on YouTube and everything. So I want to talk about some of the differences between Donald Trump and me. And I mean, there's some similarities. We both have Scottish background, although he's from the lowlands, I'm from the highlands. That makes sense, doesn't it? Um, we both have hair issues. Uh, Neither one of us can dance, um, and neither one of us drinks alcohol. So got a few similarities between those things there. But there are some pretty radical differences between Donald Trump and me, and I think you could keep a similar type sheet of how many differences that you have from him, because I think he's pretty unique. I've not seen many people like him before, and I think that's one thing about him that we can all agree on is he is something we've never seen before, at least not in this context. I mean, maybe back in the past before they had ways to keep track of. I mean, people compare him to Hitler and things like that, but I don't know. I think it'd be really hard to find somebody that could be compared to him in the way he is. So anyway, I want to get into some of the differences between Donald Trump and me. So here's some of the differences. Mm, I graduated from college with honors. He didn't. He claims he graduated first in his class, but they found that to be a lie. They actually dug up the actual books. He didn't have honors. He didn't have anything, so he certainly wasn't graduated number one. I graduated magna cum laude. At least I should say it right if I did it right. Um, I pay more in taxes than he does. Maybe not always in dollar amount, but always in percentage. I pay more in, and so do you. And in some cases, we all pay more in actual dollars than he pays in federal taxes because he's got so many ways that he got out. He paid like $700 one year, paid nothing another year. Um, I earned my money. I didn't have it given to me by my father. And then I claim that I'm a billionaire because I'm self made, I'm the businessman, and all that. He could have taken the money that he got from his father and simply invested it, and he'd have more money than he does today. He's not a good businessman, although he would brag and brag and brag that he is, but he's not. He's simply not. But my money, I earned any of my money that I have. I don't have a lot, but I earned it. Um, I never cheated on my wife, um, or my taxes. Talking to the two things, I've only been married once. He's a few more times for him. I never raped or sexually molested anyone, ever, and wouldn't. Um, I'm not interested sexually in underage girls or my own daughter. I mean, he was panting on his own daughter. Um, I never went bankrupt ever. He did multiple times. Here's this good businessman that's got what, 7 bankruptcies, 8. Um, I never went bankrupt. Um, I never committed fraud. He's a fraud. I mean, Trump University closed down because it was fraud. A lot of stuff that he does is fraud. I've never scammed anyone. He's a big scammer. I never wore makeup. Wait, I take it back. One year, Halloween, as a kid, dressed up as clowns. I want to say. I think I might have put some clown makeup on for that, but I certainly don't wear it every day. And it's I still don't understand his makeup. Does he not understand that is not a normal color? And does he not hear himself called orange and all that? I mean, does that? I mean, find a different makeup that at least looks human-like instead of alien-like, or maybe he's trying to look like an alien. I don't know. Could be. No. Um, Here's another one. I actually had bone spurs. His was made up lie to get him so that he wouldn't end up in the army. I got mine doing sports, mostly volleyball, jumping up and down, landing all the time. Yeah, so that's the bone spurs are not comfortable, but I was able to get inserts into my shoes that enabled me to continue to play volleyball and jump up and down with no pain. I was able to do it. So he could have gotten in the army. Bone spurs would not have stopped him, but they used them to stop him. My dad wasn't rich, although I will say my dad was smarter than his dad. My dad worked at NASA. So when you say, "Oh, you have to be a rocket scientist to understand that," well, okay, my dad was a rocket scientist. So I'm betting that my dad was a little smarter than his. Let's see what else. I don't cheat at golf. I mean, we both suck at it, but at least I don't cheat. Although I will say this, and I like to tell people, I'm not good at golf, but I am unique at golf. And you're saying to yourself, "Yeah, right, unique. Oh, what do you have, a weird swing or something?" No. All of my woods are left-handed, and all of my irons are right-handed, and I putted left-handed. I mean, I don't golf now, but when I was golfing, but I didn't golf very often. I wasn't very good, but I was a unique golfer, and it'd be kind of fun to go out golfing with somebody who didn't know that, and they'd figure it out somewhere around the third or fourth hole, and they'd go, "Are you using different clubs?" So it's kind of fun to mess with people that way. But I had a really bad slice with a right-handed wood, so left-handed made more sense. And I'm ambidextrous, so no big deal to change. Um, I don't want my name on anything. I wouldn't put my name outside of my house. I don't want it on any award or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine with it not being on anything. He's got to have his name on anything. Although I will say this $250 bill thing that he's going to do, where he wants to put his face on a $250 bill, it's kind of ingenious, but not ingenious for the reason he thinks. Um, first of all, you're not going to get the bills and then burn them, because that'd be kind of a tempting thing. Let's get a bunch of those and then set them up and burn them, because you're not going to pay $250 to burn, each of those bills on things. And I suspect that as soon as possible, they'll make it so that's no longer currency, and they'll get rid of it. So it's going to be rare. And to coin collectors, I used to be a coin collector. I love coin collecting, and so that will be a rare document, so it might actually have some worth on it. So it's not ingenious for the reason that he thinks it is, but if you look at it from the coin collecting way, it is pretty clever that way. It's certainly not anything that they meant. Um, oh, I actually wrote the books that show me as author. If I think he's got one or two or three books or whatever, but he didn't write them. Me, all my books, 15 books, I wrote them. Every word, it's all me. He didn't write them. And let's see, I've never called a woman piggy ever in my life. I'm not a racist. He and his father were sued for racial discrimination in 1973 by the Department of Justice, the same Department of Justice that he is weaponizing now after accusing other people of weaponizing it. He, of course, is the projectionist that he is. But he's a racist. I'm not. Um, I don't fall asleep in meetings, you know. And sorry. Oh, that was just an eye blink. I didn't fall asleep. Sorry. I'm back. I'm not asleep. I don't send messages out at 2 o'clock in the morning while I'm sitting on a toilet. I don't need cognitive exams to determine whether I'm mentally deficient or not. I can read entire documents. I don't have to give them. You don't have to give them to me in pictures. I wear cool hats. The hat is cool. He's got this those red blockish type hats are very ugly. Or he wears white ones too, but the big, I like the ones that kind of shape more like your head. But his hats are very ugly. I don't lie about my weight or or my height. I don't eat McDonald's. I can't tell you the last time I had McDonald's. I don't drink soda, especially 12 cans of Diet Coke a day, like somebody else does. Um, I don't grow my hair longer, twirl it around my head, and then spray it to hide the fact that I might be shy of some hair on the top of my head. Mm, I'm not on TV. I was on TV twice. Actually, I was on, what was it? It was a TV show when I was a kid. It was like Romper Room, but I don't think it's quite Romper. It might have been Romper Room. So I was on that when I was a kid, and another time the students in college, we were having a strike against the college, and I got on the TV for that. So I'm not on TV, but so normally I'm not on TV. My dog's scratching to come in, so I'll get done with him in a second here. Um, if I punched anyone, it would be a real punch instead of those little fake punches that he does. Um, Reason for that is I was a black belt. Um, Trump has an honorary ninth degree Taekwondo black belt. He's not a black belt. I was a black belt. My black belt was real. Any trophies and awards I have earned them. They weren't just given to me with my name on them or anything like that. If you're scratching, as my dog wants in this room. So I'm going to finish this video pretty quickly so I can open the door and let him in. I would never pardon crooks or pedophiles for anything. You know, as far as I'm concerned, put them in jail. He lets them out, especially if they can pay him. I've never started a war. I've never finished a war either, but he didn't either. He claims he stopped 8 wars. That's BS. Or he could at least tell us what the wars were that he keeps claiming that he stopped. My nut crinkles, they're not as gross as his. I'm honest about my medical issues. You know, somebody says, "What's wrong with you?" I'll tell him. And he'll lie and say he's in the best shape of any president or person who ever lived. And, I don't do that. And I'm just going to give the final one now. And the final difference that I can think of at this point is I don't walk like an old man. I don't walk at all. But even if I did walk, I wouldn't walk like him. Spanky, I'll be there, dude. Hang on. So I'm going to go let my dog in because he wants in. So anyway, if you want to check me out, my website, www.normcowie.com, Cowie. I've been writing short stories lately, and I've had 9 of them published. And oh wait, one last thing, kind of cool. I'm now reading short stories out of the slush fund for a short story magazine. And if I vote yes, it might be published. If I vote no, it won't be published. So it's kind of cool. I'm getting to see that part of it now from an entirely different perspective, and it's flash fiction, so it's only 1,000 words. So they have to tell a complete story in 1,000 words, and get my attention, keep my attention, and then make it a compelling ending. And most of them don't do that, and that's why they call it the slush file or slush pile. And but it is really cool to read them, and because when you do find some gold that's in there, it's really cool. I really like it. So anyway, we'll talk to you later. Thanks everyone for watching and listening and all that, and take care, and document how you're different from Trump, and add it to my comments if you want to. Take care. All right, bye-bye.